Hi, in this video we're going to take a Gigglebot. So I've got a Gigglebot here, and you'll notice it's got a BBC microbit chip attached to it, and the microbit chip is what we're going to program to drive the robot. So the first thing we're going to need to do is go and download the extensions, the code which will allow the chip to speak to the Gigglebot. And these are created by the manufacturer or by other people and downloaded, and you can get them via your makecode.microbit.org. So if I click on the little wheel over here, I can go to extensions and I can go and find the Gigglebot. You can see there's some extensions here. None of them are for the Gigglebot, so I need to go and search for it. So I go Giggle and I go search, and it finds two Gigglebot extensions. The one has a cross next to it. It's got the Bluetooth signal. That's all for Bluetooth. And this is limited features, and the one you want is the tick. So you go and click on that one, and it downloads the extensions. And you can see they've appeared here, Gigglebot, lights, and remote. So what we're going to do is on the start, I'm just going to go and show an icon over there, just so that we know when we download the program, when it starts, we're going to see a heart, so we know that the program is actually running. And I can do something, obviously, like I can put a little pause in there for 1 second pause. And now I want to make the robot do a square. Well, if you think about it, a square is made by moving forward, turning in a direction, moving forward again, turning, moving forward, turning, moving forward. So it makes 4 forward motions like that, and it turns to the left or the right, depending on which direction you want the square to go. So it's 4 forward motions and 4 turns, essentially. So I can do that by clicking on the Gigglebot, and I can go drive forward, and I can turn right. And you'll notice it goes for 1,000 milliseconds. So if you want a bigger square, you drive forward for longer. You just make that longer. The turning right, in my experience, 1,000 milliseconds will make about a 90-degree angle, depending on the surface that you're driving on. So a carpet offers more resistance than a tiled floor, for example. And of course, the power of your batteries might affect that as well. If your batteries are weaker, it'll go slower and so on. So you always need to come and tweak those values to get the perfect kind of square. Well, one other thing you can do is if you click on lights, you can see you can display a rainbow smile and things like that. And on the back of the Gigglebot are these LEDs, and those light up to make, you can see that it makes a smiley face. That's why it's called the Gigglebot. So we can do that, but we're only driving forward once. We want to do it 4 times. So I could duplicate these 2 codes and go forward, right, forward, right, forward, right, forward, right, and do that 4 times. Or if I'm smarter, I could go and get the loops, and I could say repeat 4 times forward, right. So it goes forward, right, then it repeats. That's the first time. Second time, forward, right, forward, right, forward, right. So it repeats that 4 times and should make a square. You could also go and make a function. So I could go function, and I could go make square, for example. Click done. And then I could do that, and then I could go call make square. And the benefit of that would be I've defined my function for making a square, just call it up. And so if I want to make it several squares, I could go and I could just call it up. I wouldn't have to rewrite this code many times. So let's test it. Let's see how it works. Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to go and you need to pair a device. So I'm going to attach the USB cable to the microbit chip over here so that I can download it onto the chip. So I'm going to pair the device and click pair device. I click, It's going to pair with that BBC microbit. So I connect. So I'm now connecting to that chip. By the way, the Gigglebot itself is switched off. There's a little switch over here, and I've switched it off. So this should now be paired. And so when I go down to the bottom here, it says disconnect. In other words, it is paired. I would have to disconnect it. And I can download directly to the microbit. So if I click download to microbit, you should see it kind of flashing there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera there, and you can see the heart, and you can see it lighting up at the back. So the program is now downloaded, but the wheels are not turning. Why? Well, the reason for that is I have to unplug this. So I just take the USB cable away, and then I go to my Gigglebot, and I switch it on. And the moment I switch it on, it should start running. Now, I should cut away and actually show you this running, but I'm just going to show you the wheels moving. And trust me, it would move in a square. So I switch it on, and there goes the heart, there goes the smiley, and there go the wheels as it turns and moves, and it should do that 4 times. So I'm going to put it on the floor now, see if it does actually work, but trust me, it does. So I switch it off, and I can switch it on when I want it to go again. Great fun. Obviously, you have to test it and then change the values, download it again if it's not going in a perfect square. Try and get it to be a perfect square.